The Africa Financial Markets Index is an index that is focused on the development of the financial markets. The index talks about the maturity and also the progress being made by different African countries on their financial market, as well as identifying areas of potential which, when focused on, Africa could actually mobilize much more funding than we've ever mobilized before from both local and foreign investors. So the index is actually a very significant worksheet, or gives you a blueprint for policymakers to really focus on the key things that are needed to put the financial market in a shape that it can bring together savings units and investment units and mobilize the necessary funding that Africa requires for its development in future. Absa partners with OMFIF in the build-out of this Capital Market Development Index. And OMFIF is critical because they bring in an independent eye to looking at the data that is mobilized and also in doing all the analysis that should be done around the data that is mobilized. In terms of the themes that we've seen in the 2018 edition of the Africa Financial Markets Index, one of the key things that the continent as a whole needs to work on has been the issue of the low capacity of local investors. And a strong capacity of local investors is needed in every financial market to serve as a buffer when foreign investors decide to exit the market, and also to ensure that locals are involved in the pricing of assets within the market. So that is something Africa needs to work on going into the future. The next thing that we've seen a significant shift in after the publication of the first edition has been market transparency, and the fact that regulators have been publishing much more data that is critical for investors to be able to make decisions. We've also seen as a common theme, the transparency that comes with things like IFRS adoption, which is important to comparing companies in different markets on a very same basis. Then the last thing is really looking at a theme emerging around the legality of financial market documentation across the continent. And that has been spotted as an area that needs development. With the exception of places like Nigeria, Namibia, Mauritius, and South Africa, a lot of countries lack a strong framework for asset ownership from a financial markets development perspective. And this have to be focused on as we move into the future.